and ça c'est deuxième Chanel and Jodia. And today we're going to be talking about German Haitians or Haitians of German descent. Now, you guys have probably clicked on this video and you're like, what is you talking about? German Haitians where? You guys did the same thing when I did the Asian Haitians, the Polish Haitians, Islamic or Arabic Haitians, and I'm sure you're gonna do it every single time I talk about any other race, ethnicity, or culture in the Haitian culture, because Haiti is 90+% black. So hearing about other races, ethnicities, and cultures in Haiti is just kind of rare, because just like I've said in my other videos, a lot of them make 1% or less of the population. So it's like when you hear about these people, either they're not there anymore, or if they are there, it's such a small amount of them that a lot of people have never met them, never heard of them, and honestly probably don't care to. But I make these videos most importantly to help people understand that Haiti is not just what you think it is in the news, in the media, and you know, things that you have read or heard about in history class. Haiti is a lot more than a lot of people give it credit for, and has a lot of different cultures intertwined into it, both spiritually, culturally, and other things like that. If you are of German descent and Haitian descent, please comment down below. If you have come across any Haitians who are of Haitian German descent, please comment down below. I'd love to hear from you, because this is definitely something I know I never heard of, even more than like Asian Haitians or Polish Haitians. So of course, before we get into this video, make sure you guys smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, smash everybody you know that can help a sister out. Make sure you guys go and you subscribe to my main channel, and of course, if you like my shirt, it's in the merchandise shop. I'll acheter, it's down below, okay? Cause I worked real hard on this merchandise, and I really hope you guys like them. I love all of these designs. I actually like, I'll be rocking these shits all the time. Follow me on Instagram to see how I be styling these days, or just follow me because I'm gonna get far my blog on compa. So Instagram. So go and follow. So let's get straight into this video. Now, what's very interesting about German Haitians or Haitians of German descent is, unlike the video I made about the Asians, the Arabic or Islam, the Polish Haitian, or any other group in Haiti, Germans actually came to Haiti in different types of waves for different types of reasons. Now, most other people came to Haiti to seek refuge. They were prisoners of war, they were seeking freedom from persecution, whatever case may be. But when it came to Germans, they were actually one of the very few groups that was invited to Haiti post-revolution. After Haiti had its revolution and basically became the first country to be founded by slaves, they became very, very open for everyone. They opened to everyone and accepted everyone with open arms. They were like, you know what, if you're black, more specifically, that's what they were aiming for, you can come here and you can be safe. But everyone else kind of took it as, okay, well, they fought themselves off from slavery. They also are very welcoming, and they are basically giving anyone citizenship, so we're gonna go there. Back when Haiti was called Saint-Domingue and was still ruled by France. Now, the interesting thing about this is France, like I said in my video regarding Haitian independence, was just never fucking nice to anybody. And they were very, very nice, nasty about this whole invitation to Germany to come to Haiti. So, like I said, Haiti was literally mining everything. Haiti was literally the top colony at the time, providing most of the world's sugar, cocoa, indigo, and whatever else. And France used Haiti as a gold mine. There was also gold there as well. So when they were kind of inviting people to come, whatever case may be, they were like, yeah, come one, come all, come look at our slave colony that we cultivated and made the worst slave place to be, you know, make your money, make your coin, whatever. But of course, as you guys know that I said before, France was on this whole bullshit where it's like, okay, you can come, invite you over here, put you over there, whatever case may be, but you're not a citizen. You could only export to us. You're gonna get taxed as fuck, but you're not a real citizen. This is a lot of the things that France was doing. They were putting stipulations on people, and just honestly, how you gonna invite someone somewhere and then like just put all types of shit on them? And then on top of that, what makes matters worse is when they invited Germany to come there in the 1800s, they put them in a part of Haiti called, I'm not gonna say this right, I'm probably not gonna say anything right in this video, I need to read this, okay? Bombardopolis. Bombardopolis. Please comment down below if you are from this part, you heard of this part, if the name is changed, because I'm like, what the hell is a Bombardopolis? I can't even say it, okay? It's on the screen. Bombardopolis. Whatever this place is, the land here is not that great, okay? There's only so many things you can grow there, and back in the day in the 1800s, a lot of these people were not educated. They did not come from affluent backgrounds, so it's like they kind of set their asses up for failure. Like they were like, all right, come here, but we gonna put put you on the least bit of land that's gonna help y'all succeed. What kind of, I wish a bitch would. If you wanna invite somebody for something, at least set them up for good shit. If you're gonna invite someone somewhere and give them pieces of land, at least give them a good piece of land, okay? This piece of land is not the best piece of land that they could have gotten. But I don't know what type of gods the Germans praise. I don't know what type of deities they had on their side. Regardless of the fact that that land was not the best, they did their best and they killed that shit. The Germans were able to dominate in the agricultural field. I was like, yo, listen, bravo for that, because a lot of people would have been like, okay, we're going back home. But they ended up dominating, and they were literally the best and the most biggest type of agricultural type of traders around that time. Even though a lot of people were able to make a living out of agriculture, a lot of the Germans actually left for Guyana as well as Louisiana in the US. Now, the second wave of Germans came, soldiers mainly came to Haiti as part of the French Leclerc expedition. And then of course you have the whole Holocaust situation later down the line, which is when a lot of Germans were just going any and everywhere if they could. But there was actually a very huge population of Germans in Dominican Republic. They were the main ones that was really out here, you know, housing them and taking care of them. But we're gonna focus on Haiti in this video. Now, unlike other types of ethnicities and cultural groups that I talk about on this channel regarding Haiti, the Germans were actually very willing to integrate with the Haitians, and a lot of them did. Now, comment down below if you think that this was kind of selfish of them or if they genuinely cared. Now, when it comes to the Germans, a lot of them actually sat here, taught a lot of the Haitians the skills from back home. They actually cared to marry other Haitian people, but a lot of them seemed to always stay up. You know, they married up and they married in the affluent Haitian communities, thus increasing their own type in the country. They infiltrated themselves in the higher classes, the upper echelon of Haiti. The game is the game. You gotta get up there. And it's very interesting because when I do these videos and I find out that these people still control a bigger part of Haiti and they control so much of what goes on in Haiti, it just never makes sense to me, because back then and now the German population is extremely small. As of right now, there's only about 200 of them in Haiti left, but they still control a huge part of the financial sector of Haiti, controlling their major bank systems. And back in the day, they were actually in charge of the debts that Haiti owed to France. So it was a lot of shakiness going on between Haiti and Germany. And at the time when the Germans had first came, they were also doing this whole situation of water exploration that no one gave them permission to do, okay? They had submarines and all types of other shit just exploring the waters. I don't know if they was looking for mermaids, but that's what they were doing, and the Haitians were very annoyed about this. So you guys can imagine, I feel like a lot of Haitians kind of saw it as, you guys are only integrating for your own self. You guys don't care about us. You may be teaching us some things, but you don't care about us. And then a lot of them are exploring the waters without permission. Like, they don't gotta ask nobody shit. On top of that, you guys are dominating agriculture, you're dominating finance. And it just makes me wonder, because a lot of people would probably be like, well, you know, they were just trying to survive. It is what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. But a part of me is also like, I don't know. I feel like too many groups have done this. Haiti has helped so many people and so many groups of people get on their feet, but then no one ever helps Haiti when Haiti's in need. And I'm just like, yeah, at this point, Haiti needs to stop being so damn generous. Haiti needs to understand that they can't just lend a helping hand to people all the damn time. But at the same time, this is a country that literally a couple of years ago, kind of when the Germans were still coming in, just got independent. They were trying to build relationships with people because at this point, everybody hated them. Everyone was upset that a bunch of slaves conquered their own country, kicked out the white man, whooped the ass of the colonizer, and kicked them off the island by cutting their heads off and whatever else. So I'm very sure at this point for them, they saw every type of relationship, every type of olive branch that was extended to them or that they extended to other people as a positive. They saw it as, okay, well, we need relationships, we need friends, we need people to export to, people to import to. So I get it. Now that I look back at it, I feel so bad, and I wish somebody would have warned them with the future, because now Haiti be needing shit and don't nobody want to fucking say anything except for the imperial countries that want to rape it of its fucking issues, okay, that want to rape it of its resources. Anyhow, let's get back into that. That was a small little tangent. What's very interesting is in terms of Haitian Germans and how they were treated, I couldn't find much. I couldn't find anyone saying that people hated them per se, but I do feel like just reading from what I saw in terms of the history and asking some elders that there was some animosity there, but no one really treated them horribly, unlike, you know, the Asians that was sleeping under the bridges and shit. You know, in this case, a good example of this would be in December 1840, a ship from Bremen with 170 German immigrants on board had been wrecked in Point Isabella, and it was actually traveling from Bremen. Now, thank God there were some heavy winds, because the winds were able to propel them ashore, and they ended up going to Haiti, and people in nearby Port-au-Prince, Cap-Haïtien actually helped these Germans. They gave them food, they gave them medical attention. A lot of them offered their homes up to the Germans. So Haitians, I don't believe, were extremely hostile to them from just reading what I saw, but comment down below if you know more about this or if you have anything to add, because this was very admirable. I was like, wow, that's really nice of them, because a lot of other people would be like, especially for a country that literally just bought its freedom from a bunch of white people. They did not, you know, shun them, look at them crazy, try to kill them and kick them when they were down. They took them in. So by the 1850s, a lot of Germans actually decided to stay in Haiti for good. A lot of them honestly started their families. Like I said, they mingled with the Haitian people, they married the Haitian people, and I feel like a lot of it was a gratitude thing where they were like, you know what, thank you guys for helping us, now we're gonna help you. So I feel like after the 1850s, that's when everything really started to be more solidified, and the Germans actually started to care about integrating full-fledged without thinking of the benefit of what it would have for themselves. Now, just to give you guys a perspective, Germany controlled about 80% of Haiti's national commerce. So they handling all the money. You can imagine how problematic this is. Also control Port-au-Prince's main wharf. So that is a lot of control for people that barely make up 1% of the population. Now, by 1918, Haiti had declared war on Germany. Like I said, there were still its underlying issues on more of a political level at this point. It wasn't necessarily a personal level. Now, when it came to hostility per se, I feel like it was more on a political level, because let's be real, back in the day, everybody wanted to fight for everything, war for everything. You look at somebody wrong, oh my god, let's go to war. Next thing you know, everybody shooting guns at each other. Like back in the day, like it was a little bit more like hostile when it came to relations between countries. And like I said, there was that whole situation of the water exploration and just a lot of underlying issues that happened that caused that war to be a thing. And as we know, Germany was going through a lot around World War I. So what's messed up is, you know, Haiti became the 22nd nation to declare war on them. So Germany was not so happy about that at all. Now, this war later on would be called the Great War. Now, time to walk it back. In 1902, you had the Marcomania battle. Now, a lot of people do not know about this, but I actually did hear about this back when I was studying Haitian literature in college. And this shit didn't make any sense to me, but again, something to add fuel to the fire. I'm gonna make a long story short because yeah, but it actually does have a lot to do with why bigger things happen. So in about 1902, Haiti actually ended up going to battle with Germany. Now this is almost about 100 years since the Haitian independence battles and all of that. And what's really messed up about this is I don't think anyone took into account that they had never ever fought any foreign army or militia, especially no European ones, since France. So a lot of them weren't really ready for this battle. And the reason this started is because the president at the time, President Alexis, was out here smuggling and sneaking drugs into Haiti from Germany. And at the time, Haiti was having its own civil war, because that's what we love to do, bicker about nothing. And Haiti was kind of divided. You had the national government and then you had like the people's government at this time. It's very hard to explain. When I get to his presidency, we'll explain it, but Haiti is literally split. There's the president and then there is literally another leader, and basically if you lived in his side, followed his rules, if you lived on that side, provided you followed their rules. And the president, like I said, was Alexis, and then the name of the person that was ruling, you know, the rebel side, his name was Joseph Auguste Antenor Fermin. This shit, honestly, I could probably do an entire video on the rebels of Haiti, but those people would probably deserve their own videos because a lot of them just be doing a lot, and I didn't even get through the presidents yet. I didn't even start from the tippy top yet, really. So that's probably gonna be a couple years down the line. Let's hope, let's see, I don't know, because that shit an issue within itself. But anyhow, so the rebels were very upset that clearly the government is sitting out here sneaking, you know, weapons from foreign entities into the country, because at this time, like, Haiti was still very divided regarding what type of country you wanted to be, who they can trust. And clearly, if you're doing stuff like that secretly, and then on top of that, it's already a civil war going on, what are you bringing these weapons here for? Are you trying to use them on us or what? That shit became a very strong contention between the Germans and the Haitians in terms of a higher divide, not like socially. I feel like socially all the Germans and the Haitians were perfectly fine, but when it came to economic, political things, yeah, like, motherfucker, we ain't cool. Like, they were not happy about that. So of course, with all of these things in mind, Haiti decided to go to war with Germany. And what makes it worse is, I believe there may be another name for it, but this was essentially a naval battle, and both countries used gunboats. Sad, because Haiti lost this battle. Now, I don't know if that's why no one really knows about this, because Haiti lost. Like, for whatever reason, listen, I love my country, I love my people, and it is what it is. But like, when you lose, you lose. It's okay to catch an L. So basically, there was two ships in this battle. The Haitian ship was called the Torpedo, and then you had the German ship, which was called the SMS Panther. First of all, both of these names were real extra, real cute or whatever. But anyways, now the SMS Panther was brand new. It had brand new guns on there. It was mainly maybe a couple years old. Meanwhile, when it came to the Torpedo, that one, it was a little older. It wasn't old, but it was old. Like, it was old. Like, it needed to be updated. Like, imagine trying to bring a knife to a gunfight. That's literally what it was. But there was guns on there, but they just weren't as up to date and as like sharp as the ones that the Germans had. So basically, there was lots of, you know, Haitian Navy on this boat. They were chilling, they were relaxing. They genuinely weren't really worried about war at this time. And as they were relaxing, you know, feet up, some with the prostitutes on the land, I'm not joking, some with the prostitutes on the land, and you know, just relaxing with no care in the world, which honestly, I genuinely don't even understand why in any state of war you would be relaxing, especially when you're on water on a boat. But to their credit, they did not know there was going to be any German ships in the water. So basically, the SMS Panther, Germany, basically ambushed this boat and took an opportunity to basically get them when they were like not paying attention. So started shooting at the boat. Haiti started shooting back, but Germany ended up winning because, like I said, they have a better boat. And of course, Haiti was very upset about this. So yeah, there were 5 casualties in this. Of course, Haiti they not fucking with that. And that's what really prompted that legitimate war that happened, which is called the Great War. Now, what's really crazy about the Great War is that it honestly didn't need to happen. Germany, they didn't play fair at all in that shit. And what makes me mad is like, well, all the shit that y'all was going through, y'all got some dirt to be not playing fair with motherfuckers. I don't think it was just bad. I don't know, but hey. Now we're also gonna bring it back to the Franco-Prussian War in 1870, where Haiti wanted to sympathize with its former colonizer France and was like, oh, you know, we feel so bad for you guys, you know, having to fight against the Germans. This is the problem I have with a lot of Haitians to this day. The whole ass kissing of France, the whole feeling bad for France about anything, I'm just not gonna do it. I'm just sorry, I'm sorry. I just can't. Now, when it comes to innocent civilians, yes, but when it comes on a political, economic type of level, I'm not gonna feel bad for France for shit after what they did. And especially 1870, when you just got your shit. At 1804, you got some fucking nerve. You got never got audacity to be out here saying, I feel bad for you guys. Bitch, bye. And of course, the Germans, they wasn't happy about this shit either. So 1872, I don't agree with this, but they sent 2 ships called the Veneta and the Gazelle, and they basically came to collect the debts on the behalf of German merchants that had died, because y'all want to sympathize, right? I don't like this tactic because it was meant to intimidate the Haitians, and they know what they were doing because France did the same thing in order to get its money from Haiti. If you guys are not aware, Haiti was faced to pay like a $21 billion debt in today's money to Haiti for gaining its independence. But what a lot of people do not know is on top of that, they were forced to pay this money on interest, and they had to pay an annual fee on top of that. See, Haiti should have just kept his mouth shut with that one, but hey, who am I? I'm just a diaspora. When it came to Haiti and this whole you guys need to pay us for the German merchants, Haiti was not having it. They were just looking at them like, bitch, you're not getting shit and you're not about to intimidate us. You should have fucking shot up France for doing that goofy shit. We could shoot y'all up right now. When Haiti refused to cooperate, German went and seized some of their warships, and until they agreed to pay what they were asking for. And what makes shit worse is Haiti eventually said, you know what, fuck it, we'll pay you, who cares. They got their ships back only to see the Haitian flag smeared with shit on it. Woo! I can't even tell y'all how mad the Haitians were about that. And the Haitians' revenge was to sink a German boat, but honestly, what was fucked up about that was there was about 5 Haitians on there, so it's like, yikes. But I guess for them, they just wanted to send a message. And it was 5 crew and 3 passengers, I believe. So it was about 8 casualties on there that were of Haitian descent. Now, when it comes to German Haitians, I'm not happy about the poop on the flagship. But again, we're gonna keep it civil, we're gonna keep it social. Clearly, I believe the German people themselves were very, very delightful, and Haitians got along with them very well. Just drawing a conclusion from what I saw, the videos I saw, the research I did and looked into thereafter. But in terms of political, yeah, y'all some fucking assholes. Like, hey, politically speaking, yeah, y'all wasn't that great. But the Germans still occupied Haiti after all of this dramatic mess. I personally would have left, but like I said, I feel like a lot of people kept the social and, you know, the political shit completely separate in this case, when back in those days that didn't happen a lot of the time, especially when it came to Haiti. But in this case, it did. So a lot of Germans still stayed in Haiti, had no problem staying in Haiti after this, had no problem with Haitians. However, the American occupation of 1915 really threw shit for a loop. Now, honestly, I don't even need to talk about all the discrimination that the Germans went through regarding the Holocaust and just all types of hostilities that a lot of people held against them. But long story short, Americans came to occupy Haiti and just fucked everything up. I didn't even know the Germans were still there at that time until I was reading into it. But basically, they took a lot of the German people for prisoner and like shipped them off to America. A lot of them against their will. Although some of them were sent to America for jail, a lot of them were actually jailed in Haiti with National Guards right at the gate. They was not playing. It's some fucked up shit. So a lot of them ended up leaving Haiti due to the hostility of the Americans during the occupation. Some, I guess, I don't know, died. But it's a lot going on there. And mind you, this was America's request. They literally took them and sent them to America to serve sentences for God knows what. They confiscated all of their stuff, which it doesn't make sense. But once the occupation was, you know, over, a lot of them actually did go back to Haiti. A lot of them were like, yeah, we don't want to be here. Yeah, America's cool and all, but like, we want to be in Haiti. They resumed their posts, their businesses, whatever the case may be, reunited with their families. But over time, their population did start to dwindle, with many of them going back to America, some even going back to Germany, Guyana, DR, whatever the case may be. But the people that did remain in Germany were those of Haitian descent who had legitimate families there and had ties to the island. Like I said, there's only about 200 of them left. So it's very interesting to see why they stuck around. You know, like honestly, family is a real reason to stick around. But what's interesting with these videos is every single time I do them, it's always like, yep, there's only 200 left. I'm like, why the fuck? Like, are y'all just making this shit up at this point? I'm like, why is it? I feel like I'm always saying 200. It's very interesting. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if there were less than 200. People move, there's natural disasters, things change, people die. So it's very interesting. I would love to see an updated census on that. Even though there's no really hard feelings or hostility toward German Haitians now, if you really look into the history, it's kind of fucked up and it's kind of dark. I'm actually pretty shocked that it's not worse than what it is, because from what I can find or could find, it really didn't seem like many people care. Now, some famous Germans include, I have to read this because Jesus Christ, Joseph Edouard Guéjean, and he was born in March 19th, 1924. However, he died July 10th, 1964. He represented the US national team in the FIFA World Cup, where he scored the winning goal against England, and the final score was 1-0. So you already know England was not too happy about that. And then we have the next one. I have to read that. Werner Anton, wow, you know, Werner Anton. Yo, we just gonna put this shit on the screen, bro. What the hell? Herberger? Hubert. I think it's Hubert. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name. Born March 17, 1900 and died May 1953. He was a Haitian composer. He's known for composing, again, gotta read it, Mais sur les avos du. What? Yo, listen, on the screen. Honestly, it's very weird that it sounds like I'm telling the same story all the time regarding certain cultural groups that come to Haiti, but nonetheless, this was a very interesting one to know about. For the most part, if you do see a German Haitian, a lot of times they will appear mixed looking-ish. A lot of them may appear just straight up white, but a lot of them are very, very prideful where they come from. They will tell you, I'm German and I am Haitian. They will not just pick one for the most part. A lot of them make it a point to be like, I'm German and I'm Haitian. Just like how the Polish Haitians are, they're always like, yeah, I'm Polish and I'm Haitian, like you're not gonna take my shit away from me, point blank period. So if you ever come across one, be nice. Okay, be very, very nice. Don't be rude, don't be disrespectful. Never try to denounce someone else's Haitianness just because they do not remind you of the typical Haitian. Always understand that Haitians do come in all shapes, colors, and sizes. It's not just a one size fits all to be Haitian, because as our original Constitution, Declaration of Independence states, you are on that island, especially after Haiti gained its independence, you are now Haitian. Okay, you are of Haitian descent, and that's that on that. That's on period. So with that being said, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Let me know down in the comment section, what did you learn from this video? What did I miss in this video? And most importantly, go check out the merch shop, because I worked hard on these things. Okay, like, share, subscribe, do all that. Follow my main channel, and I'm gonna see y'all next time. Bye.